Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a pop-up card that I made to send to our daughter and her family for Passover. This one is actually an A2 card. It's a wide A2, 5.5 by 4.25, and there's the pop-up inside. So to go over some of the details, my card started with the pattern paper, as my cards usually do. I'm always inspired by beautiful papers. So this is just a text paper. It is from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Floral Clusters with Leaves. And there's also coordinating stickers. I was lucky enough to be visiting Arizona, so I did place an online order with Hobby Lobby. And so those were some of my purchases, was the paper and the coordinating stickers. So they're 3D stickers. They're actually very 3D and puffy, and I pulled them apart and reassembled them with just thin foam tape, so they still have the lift of the 3D, but they're not quite as bulky. Now this will be hand delivered, so I could have left them as is, but with all of the foam tape on each sticker, it did make the cards quite bulky. So I opted to swap out the foam tape there. It's a standard white card base, but it is a heavyweight card, and I like how it feels nice and sturdy in my hand. I used Karen Burniston's crosshatch edges to die cut the pattern paper from. So you can see there's a beautiful crosshatch edge on the rectangle, and it just leaves such a nice border on the edge. And in a previous release, there was the crosshatch labels. So I've used those as well, and I cut the one straight edge out of a green mirrored cardstock for some sparkle and shine, and you can see the embossed edge that die gives you. So there's straight edges and crosshatch edges, but the straight edges give you a really pretty embossed edge with no more effort on your part. That just happens when you die cut it. There are some little tiny hearts added, sprinkled around here, and they come with this border here, which is the Border Blends Trims. There's 3 dies, but they also interlock, so when you interlock them together, then the negatives pieces also become border dies, but you can see the one I used here gives me this pretty ribbon and then the little fall-away hearts. So because they were out of mirrored cardstock and they were so pretty, I decided to hang on to them and then sprinkle them around the card after I was finished. The pop-up itself, that is the Paper Frames pop-up. I have not had enough playtime with this, so I've been playing with this a fair bit lately and giving it the love it deserves because I haven't made nearly enough cards with it. It's so cool with the back and forth and the frames. It's also fairly generic and works for pretty much any occasion. Now Karen Burniston has assembly videos for all of her pop-up dies. So I will put her website in the description box below. If you have the die, then you've probably already watched her assembly video, so you know how to put your die set together. I don't do an assembly video since there's already one out there. I prefer to show you different ways to use the dies and decorate the dies so that you can make them your own and really get some use out of them. So more of the pattern paper. This Paper Frames label comes with lots of different dies included, as well as coordinating with the labels crosshatch. So they're the same shape. There's lots of mix and match. But for the inside here, I pretty much stuck to the dies that came with the Paper Frames pop-up. I die cut some from the patterned paper and some more from white cardstock. I added some more of those 3D stickers, and you can see they're still popped up, but it is the thin foam tape. Well, I didn't really need to add a signing block. I could have written on just the underside of it, just like this. We could have signed our names there, but I do like the look of an actual signing block. So I added the white on white and then outlined it with a fine line marker. There is a little tiny butterfly there. That is a watercolor sticker that I've just had in my stash. I thought the colors matched and it gave it just a little something something. The words, they are tailored expressions. I forgot to bring them over to show you. They're the tailored expressions mini strips spring, and I used that and the die set. And that's another set that I will just go in one evening and just stamp and die cut a whole bunch of sentiments. So then I will have some different colored ones, and I pop them all in a little plastic storage envelope. So there's lots of sparkle and shine on the card. I like the mirrored cardstock. The glitter was already on the stickers. And then the pretty patterned paper. I forgot to mention the Happy Passover. I just hand wrote that with a fine point black marker and then colored in the outline letters with the same green marker that I used to outline there. So that is my Passover card. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. That really makes such a difference for me on YouTube. I'd love you to subscribe and see more. And that's it for me today.